Welcome back to States 2025 being held here in Cape Town, South Africa. We do have our two finalists here with us. They're about to duke it out and see who comes out on top out of the 80 duelists that walked into this venue today. Over here on our left side, or the right side for all of you viewers at home, we have Daniel Tang, the uncrowned master, coming back to States, seeing if he can get the crown this year in 2025. And on the left side, for all of you, I actually got it right this time, over here we have Kevin Thomas, unfortunate one where his twin taken out, wasn't a twin versus twin finals this time, but coming in real strong, the branded dude, at it with his deck, really showing off, especially in a meta where we did not expect to see such a strong showing. Guys, I hope you have a great duel. I hope we can see some amazing plays, and by all means, take it away.
Okay, so Daniel's got a Nibiru in hand, and he's got some Tachyons in there, but it's Kevin starting, and he's starting with Aluba. Daniel does have the Ash, so is he gonna wait for Fusion and Ash? Oh, and he's got talents. Okay, so he grabs the branded Fusion. Oh, let's see what's gonna happen here.
I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah.
Kevin definitely showing you can work your way up to the top against these top decks.
So the branded dude plays branded Fusion. That's how he's asked us to refer to him during this game, because it is that is his channel name. He's actually called the branded dude. It's going to get met with an Ash. Next, he's going to play Albion. He's going to dump for cost, and then we'll see what he'll do. So it looks like he's going to place Albion to the bottom of the deck and draw a card. Daniel just making sure that he knows what's going on.
I can imagine Daniel's thinking, "Oh, it's been a minute. Been a minute since I played against the branded."
Yeah. Okay, and he's chaining. Okay, he's chaining branded in high spirits. Okay, all right. Which means he's probably gonna discard the Albion that he's resolving. It means he's probably gonna. Does that mean that it forsakes the draw? I forgot about this, but this is quite a good combo. Because basically he's got Albion in his hand, and he's used Albion's effect. He's revealed it, and he's dumped for cost, and now he's chaining branded in high spirits. And I think all that happens now is he forgoes a draw. Daniel obviously asking the judge, is this legal? Is this good? How does this work? Well, I'm sure he can't. If he asks how does this work, the judge is going to say let it resolve and then we'll do the rulings. But yeah, he's just asking, can he legally do this, or because it says you discard the card, but obviously the judge will explain that's on resolution.
And with a deck like branded, there are now a couple of years worth of rulings built up, and especially a lot of niche interactions that an expert player can take advantage of.
Exactly. Yeah, we have so many examples. Okay. So it's going to go ahead. Branded in high spirits is going to dump a Titaniclad. In order to fetch, I think he's just going to fetch Albaz. He is playing a big list. I believe it is 60 cards.
Yep.
Okay, and he's going to search a Cartesia. Okay, he's going to use Cartesia because Titaniclad and Albion are in the graveyard. He can special summon it from hand, or you can take a pick. Cartesia does have the effect to fuse, and he's using it to summon Granguignol. Granguignol is going to activate on summon. It's going to be able to send a level 8 or lower, or a a level 6 or higher, I think, dark monster from his deck to the grave. Was he thinking about his plays there? He can send Saronir from his main deck. He chooses Albion the Branded Dragon from his extra deck. And then he's going to play Thrust because
of the ash.
Because Daniel played the ash. So it's get punished for play correct today. And he's going to search. What is that? Fusion duplication. He's going to search a fusion duplication. Classic.
I wasn't even sure that. Yeah, that. Oh, yes.
Yeah. It basically means he still gets branded fusion, just simply in Daniel's standby phase or whenever he chooses. Okay, he's going to resolve a couple of effects. First is the. I assume he'll do Titaniclad first and then Albion. Okay, he's doing Albion first. He's going to set branded banishment. He's also saying that he's going to use the Titaniclad as well. Daniel obviously reading branded banishment. Okay, and that Albion is resolved. He's now going to use the Titaniclad. He also does have Cartesia's effects to add back, but he might want to keep it in there. Okay, so the Titaniclad's going to spec the Quem, and Quem is going to activate its effect to dump a card that mentions Albaz from the deck to the grave. And he's going to send Albaz. One can only assume it's to... Okay, and because he has his Albaz target in his grave, he's happy to add the Cartesia. We'll see why that's relevant very soon.
Setting up quite the board for Daniel to have to play through.
Very
similar to the last game.
Yeah, very, very hectic. Obviously, he's just he could basically, if Daniel special summons a monster and Kevin triggers Granguignol could actually summon a Despia from his extra deck and trigger his own Quem to revive the Albaz to fuse the monster that got special summoned. So Daniel's got to be very careful with how he navigates this.
Opening that 7th Tachyon.
Yeah, he's got 2 copies of that in hand now. Okay, he's got Hakibi as well. Amenor Hakibi. So he's going to reveal the what
I'm not
is
sure what
that
the name of
actually?
that target is.
It's actually pretty good if you summon it. But anyways, its name escapes me right now. But it's been so long. Okay, he grabs
the Ext.
Ext is in the hand.
Yep.
Very good consistency. Okay, he can maybe. The Hakibi helped, but the Ext makes it a lot better playing into this board. Let's see.
And what we've seen today with these Ryzeal Mitsurugi decks is they'll not do one engine then the other. They kind of weave both into the tactic here to kind of play through anything they need to.
So he's going to get an Ext. He's going to be able to, let's see if he is going to negate the Quem.
No?
No, he's going to negate the Granguignol. I mean, that's also good. Granguignol has an effect as well, and he can trigger the Quem with the Granguignol.
Just checking his grave. Are those set cards worth using now?
You're very interesting. Very interesting. We do... EXT Ryzeal is a light monster. So he could use branded banishments to spec Albaz, use Albaz to fuse with the light. But no, he lets it go. Okay, so the Granguignol is going to be negated.
Definitely wanting to save those interactions for
Yeah.
later parts of this combo.
I think he searched a sword there, a sword Ryzeal.
Yeah.
On res, he's going to activate Fusion Duplication, targeting none other than, it has to be, Branded Fusion. Any response from Daniel? No response. He's going to copy Branded Fusion's effect and just resolve it. This completely plays around another Ash. The only, there's not many ways that you can stop this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Going out
so
there.
a couple things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Lubellian's going to be Chainlink 1, pitching Cartesia, and Tragedy's going to be Chainlink 2. What's Tragedy? Oh, probably just a search. So he's going to get a search. He's already pitched for cost with Lubellian. Is he going to chain Quem as well? I don't know. I might have missed him trigger over Quem. Okay, Quem is going to resolve. It's going to spec the Cartesia. Okay, Tragedy is going to search Adlib, and only now is Lubellian going to resolve. It's going to put in Albaz, and it looks like the same Lubellian. Yes. It's good branded practice.
Yep.
Keep your Lubellian in your extra deck so that you can keep on looping.
Bring that
For
Mirror
a
Jade out.
Mirror Jade. Crazy, crazy stuff. And on summon, he's going to use Mirror Jade's effect,
Sending.
sending Rinbrum.
Rinbrum.
Insane. This actually means that he can actually banish the Rinbrum during Daniel's turn now.
Yes.
To spec Elbaz and then fuse using Elbaz's effect.
And with Daniel's field.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is insane.
This is exactly
insane.
the kind of layered play you need against the deck like Ryzeal Mitsurugi, because there's never exactly one choke point.
Yeah.
You'll play through this, then there'll be another interaction you need to work your way through if you really want to put some stopping power to it.
Yeah. Daniel's just contemplating the fact that that the Grand Guignol's negated and he's burnt his Mirror Jade, and that he's probably aware that he still has Cartesia live right now. Very tough. Do you talents? Is here where you talents? I think you
Yep.
kind of need to, and I think you're kind of forced to take
Would
either
be.
the Mirror Jade or the Cartesia, but your opponent will. Your opponent has to act now, and you probably have to just let go. Okay, he takes the
Oh.
Cartesia.
Okay.
This is also very good because it stops another layer of fusion summoning, and you know how hectic stuff happens
Yeah.
when a fusion gets summoned. And it's a level 4.
Yep, I was about to say Cartesia is
a
level 4.
Bruh.
So as long as he
Okay.
keeps it as a material under an Xyz,
Yeah.
it's never coming back.
Hui, hui. Okay, so now Sword's effect is going to activate, going to be able to search him for an ice, maybe an EXT. Looking at his hand and seeing an extra Tachyon, but no, I think he bottom decked the Tachyon, but I think he is still going to go ice regardless. Daniel has yet to normal summon. So the Quem's already been used. The Grand Guignol's negated. Mirror Jade's been used. He's done a very, very good job of making sure everything's. He's played really, really well. Daniel can't forget about the fact that the Rinbrum is in the grave as well, because at any time he can just banish the Rinbrum, summon Elbaz, and then fuse with Elbaz. So, but he can't fuse it using a dark, I think, because Lubellian's already been summoned.
Something like that. I can imagine he'll try and bait out all those interactions, and then I believe he still has the Habakiri in his hand, so he can then still go with the Mitsurugi combos and clear the rest of the branded board.
So Daniel is thinking about an Exiton here, and I don't know if he knows the openings affecting Grave, but I think he's going to try and use it. Is Exiton live? Yes, it is live. Kevin does currently have more total cards than Daniel, so Exiton's completely live. Exiton's going to use its effect to try and nuke everything.
Yep.
Now we see what happens.
Is that branded opening gonna?
It is also not a misplay to not use the opening now, let everything get nuked, because then Grand Guignol's in the grave, and then Grand Guignol can activate its effect to summon a Despia from the extra deck afterwards. And the Mirror Jade's going to trigger, making sure that Daniel can't extend any further, because if he does, he's going to lose the rest of his board. So both...
So many options here for both sides.
Yeah, both using the opening to protect and letting everything die is simultaneously both the correct play, because he still has the Rinbrim to spec the Elbaz. This is some really insane top level play by Kevin here. Everything's been so well thought of when he was constructing this, the problems that he faced and where the board is now.
And
that's why he's in the finals.
I was going to say, at a tournament like this also, nobody's really practicing for that particular matchup, right? It's all your top decks. He'll be planning for how to get around.
Okay.
Not Swoop Party, apparently.
So, the branded dude is using Super Poly to fuse into Despian Queritas. And Queritas, I believe it like halves attack points and stuff like that. I forget if it floats. I haven't used Queritas in a very long time. Okay, so
it can change the attack of all monsters currently on the field to zero until the end of the turn, except level 8 or higher fusion monsters.
Okay, but it does float, yes? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, at the end of the turn...
It will search or special a Fallen of Elbaz or Despia monster from the deck.
Crazy. Crazy. So much is happening. So, wait, did we go into end phase now? Why? Oh, no. The Exiton just got nuked. He's just triggering his effects. So he's saying, hey man, Queritas is going to pop off. And at the end of the turn, Mirror Jade is going to pop off. So these are these effects that I'm activating. I have to declare them, because if I don't, you're going to miss the opportunity. Okay, and Aluba is going to be summoned on resolution, searching a branded card. I have a feeling it might be... No, he already has High Spirits. Okay, he has White, because he can discard White with the Elbaz and use White's effect to set itself. Oh, man. Just thinking about like everything here.
There really is a response to everything.
Yeah.
Of all things. And there we go, with the Habakiri lines going back into the Mitsurugi.
Habakiri into Saji. Saji is going to search a Mitsurugi spell or trap,
which will most likely be...
And that's the ritual.
Ritual, yeah.
Daniel's going to see, okay, he is losing his board at the end of the turn. There is a Grand Guignol there. Some stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yo, very, 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 very difficult board.
A lot of different things to keep in mind.
Oh, sorry, I mean difficult grave to play around with. Knowing, like, it's almost kind of correct to just search a quick play and set it. Maybe.
I mean, there's a lot of recursion with these as well.
Maybe
on both sides.
Maybe he can, if if he summons Murakoma, right, and then afterwards uses, well, if he uses this
The Habakiri.
Habakiri to summon the Murakoma, he does have a world where he can set the quick play, let his board get wiped, but then still be able to board wipe him next turn.
100%.
Yeah, so there's some stuff that Daniel can do. Daniel is electing to just go searching a lot. This is also pretty good.
Daniel really wanted to go for combo lines in this turn, but it looks like he's been forced to just try and play through this very, very multi-layered branded board.
We are under Exiton right now. I don't know if Daniel can deal any damage. I'm not too sure, but I remember Exiton saying something. Okay, yes. So he does do the fusion.
Against the Murakuma.
Murakoma,
Get
but
back
there's
the prayers, get the Habakiri.
yeah. Now the unfortunate thing is he is going to lose all of this, but if he can get the prayers, and he's got the prayers, so he's got the answers, he just needs to out the body. But just bring up Exiton. Can he do
Exiton Knight. Once per chain, if your opponent, you can detach one material, destroy all the cards in the field, and your opponent takes no further damage this turn.
Okay, so
of any kind, no burn,
okay.
no attack damage, nothing.
Now he's reading branded in white. Now, is Daniel going to read the part where it says, if it's discarded to activate Albaz's effect? Let's see. It's very, very tricky playing around these.
Yeah, and it can get set again. And it's basically like the branded guy has very much bought himself another turn, I feel. Again, no matter how much Ryzeal combos, especially after that Exiton and the Mirror Jade.
Then he's going to get Cartesia back. Then he's going to get Branded in High Spirits back. Then he's going to get, I believe, a... and then he's going to still get Aquaritus after that. So he is loaded. It's like almost fully fueled up.
And still got a draw for turn.
Yeah, he's just checking his targets, making sure he hasn't burnt everything, seeing how much stuff he still has left in deck. He can special summon a Despia because of the Aquaritus, I believe. Oh, no. That already happened. It special summoned the Aliba. It's Quertus isn't in the end phase. Okay. Cool.
Alrighty.
So, Daniel quite literally has a prayer.
For sure.
So, look, as long as... So, Daniel's just got to keep that opening in mind. Because Murakumo is going to come out nuking your opponent's board, but Kevin's just going to have opening. So if Kevin can kind of just have the opening engraved the whole duel, then he'll always be okay. So he is playing the branded in white. If you are using Fallen of Albaz, you're welcome to use the Fallen of Albaz in your grave instead. As well as something else, and that's exactly what's happening. This is simultaneously gonna trigger the Despian tragedy because it just got banished.
When do you think would be the actual best position here for prayers to be used?
Would
you do it in the middle of all these combos, or rather in the battle phase when he's attempting to go for the kill?
I think if I can survive all of the damage, I would probably hold it for as long as I could possibly hold it. He reveals a card, unfortunately. Okay, so many things is happening here. He's discarding the Branded in High Spirits, which, by the way, will come back at the end phase. And he's Chainlink 1, Lubellion, Chainlink 2, Tragedy to Search, and now he's going Chainlink 3, Prayer to, obviously... he's just thinking if he wants to tribute something. He does have the Habakiri to tribute, so
which will come back. And especially
I don't know
there's-
if that Habakiri can come back.
Maybe.
Because it hasn't been ritual summoned correctly. But
Very-
he's
Very importantly with these Hawakiris as well, they also lower the opponent's monster's attack by 800,
yeah.
which makes it also difficult to get over.
Okay, so that's going to resolve. Hold on a minute, you need to resolve prayer first. But I guess if you're getting Habakiri first, okay, yeah.
So it's another one brought back to Murakuma.
But I mean, the board wipe will happen on res of this, so it shouldn't matter too much. But look at this. He sees that his board is going to get wiped
Yeah.
by the Murakumo, and then he summons a Grand Genyo, which is just going to have a nice grave effect. Playing so well. Okay, so
Bringing back that Libellion.
now the Libellion fusion is resolving. Fusing its, sending itself back. One would assume an Albaz as well. Okay, it has to use an Albaz, right? So he's probably going to use the banished Albaz. Or does it? Am I understanding Libellion correctly?
Let's have a look.
Okay, so, do you have to fusion summon with discard one card, fusion summon when they accept?
By shuffling the materials into the deck.
Okay, no, it's just perform any fusion summon.
Yeah.
Okay, but he is gonna summon an Albion, which. Okay, so this is quite a complicated chain to resolve. So it's going to be, now that everything has hit the board, players are busy determining the chain links. It's not really going to matter too much because when everything's going to get blown up, both the Albion and the Grand Genyo both have grave effects. So he's specifically layered it so that anything dies is only ever going to give him value.
But okay, we see another prayer. Or not. Yep. Prayer is the best bet right now.
Yeah, because okay, resolve. Okay, now he see him actually
Yeah.
using his opening, which is
There we
saving his
go.
board. This also means now, if he does Murakumo again sometime, there's no more opening to save everything.
Yep.
Because I believe the card is limited.
Opening itself, he's got a 3. It's branded fusion. That's the limited one.
Right. Sorry, I'm thinking about Master Duel.
But he's definitely not got it going yet.
Okay, so he is dumping a Sarnia.
And also getting out that Chaos Star Source,
Yeah.
which gives him another destruction, probably of that Murakumo,
Yeah.
which, given that it's not a tribute, means it won't be coming back so soon.
By the way, Albion is resolving now as well to fusion summon.
Yeah, so much going on. Oh, gotta love it.
Yeah.
I will say, interestingly enough, this particular...
And Sarnia is activating to send a branded spell trap from
Yes.
deck to grave, or a, I believe it's a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One particular piece of setup I think might still come from Daniel here is he is running Mitsurugi Great Purification, the trap, which you don't really see in the main deck of most Ryzeal Mitsurugi decks, but he does. He does have it. It gives him just a little bit of extra interruption into any board coming at him.
Yeah. What I've noticed about branded is the negation of activations they can play around, because as soon as they have branded lost, they can just spam everything because it shuts off your opponent, stopping your negation of activation. Daniel sees the writing on the wall. This is way too layered. This is like 6 layers, or like maybe 1 or 2 layers deeper than he can play through. The opening finally got burnt, but it was way too late to matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very, very hectic. We do see some Harpies Feather Storms.
Yep.
maybe going in, which
Easy
means-
to deal with, to use with Castell being
Yeah.
being in the extra deck. Normally these days in these Ryzeal lists,
That is a
Um,
very good hope.
would Ghost Bell be a good option with branded these days?
Ghost Bell negates activation, not effect.
Ah,
So he would be able to use Lost. So if Lost is face up on the field, you wouldn't be able to stop branded, cards like branded banishment or branded in red, which
Yeah.
is usually what you would try to stop it with. However,
he might still be going for that.
there is sometimes you can negate Albion's effect if there is no Lost on the field, which is maybe worth it. Look, at this point, I probably side out any Pirellias if I'm playing it, and I leave in the 4 loss because
sense.
the Pirellias, like, he has opening which can spec from deck, and then he can do weird stuff like Albion down some stuff into the graveyard, pop it back up with a retribution, play a branded. He can play a lot of stuff out of his deck, and as you've seen with all the Quems and all of the stuff that he's summoned, it's definitely he is able to not only set spells and traps from his deck, but summon a lot of monsters from his deck as well.
Quite a lot. Which brings me to, what do we think we're going to see in that side from the branded perspective? Like we saw last round with branded, easy side in for him is Droll and Lockbird. He has Dimensional Barrier, which he can put in. He's got 3 Triple Tactics Thrust in the main deck, so he doesn't need to side them in just to get that Dimensional Barrier going.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like his Super Polymerization is going to go in. His 3 copies of Super Polymerization is going to go incredibly hard. I think it's more. Yeah, I think anything that he added just be a hindrance.
Yeah.
Oh, we see a. Is that a Pirellia?
That is a Pirellia and Ash on it.
Immediately
Going to X.
denies Kevin the access to draw cards.
Sending the Duo Drive.
Okay. All right. How does Daniel plan to play around Kevin's plays this game?
Like we saw previously, Kevin's list doesn't have a lot of hand traps. So in fact, it only has Mulcharmies.
Yeah.
Specifically Pirellia and Fualos. There we go, double Mulcharmy.
So on the swords effect, he's gonna chain Fualos. That is crazy. You need like hold by as well.
How many XE summons does a normal Ryzeal take?
Yeah, he just decides to talents. Okay, so he did not activate the sword. Okay.
Oh, sending something back?
You kind of have to send back the Cartesia. I would send back the Cartesia. I would send back the Cartesia because that would leave him with just an Elbaz and a branded banishment, which would empty his hand. But I mean, Elbaz is also good.
And now what would he end on? Would he keep going? Would he leave it on a detonator? Would he just do
in
Mitsurugi lines only?
Well, you cannot. If he has just a Cartesia, in hindsight, that's actually better to. Okay, so sniping the Elbaz is actually correct because it's just a Cartesia that he has. Now, I feel like you cannot afford to try and summon from the extra deck because if he gets any more juice than just Cartesia.
Yeah.
So he draws one card,
and pass.
but with the Baguska, that is huge. And in a simplified game state like that, I don't know what Kevin is going to do for the next 2 turns. That is an Epic play, Daniel. Well done.
Baguska, of course, forcing everything into defense position and negating anything that's in defense position.
Really, really, really heads up play there. Branded obviously really struggles to play against Baguska.
Yeah. This gives Daniel a lot more breathing room for the next few turns.
There was a if he plays Brigand in his extra deck, he might be able to out it if he does have Super Poly. There's no Brigand. Yeah, because his deck needs too many toys, so he can't afford. The reason why the Brigand is good is because he needs an Earth as well, I believe. It might be the Brigand. No. I think it's Tri-Brigades, something.
Was it Bucephalus? Well, I'm not too sure. That's the one I usually see in various lists.
Yeah. No, something Spriggans. No.
So in any case.
Yeah. But basically, an Earth Elbaz fusion is where I'm going to. Is where you would usually. Yeah. A Brigand. That's what it's.
Yeah.
But anyways. Okay, so back to the game state. We've switched Baguska to attack position, and immediately Kevin is activating opening, seeing his shots. And this is hectic because now he can go straight for Aluba. Aluba's effective. No, he's going Tragedy so he can fuse. Okay. Let's see where this is going. He's going to play the opening. On summon, he's going to use Cartesia, and he's going to fuse to make Granguignol. Granguignol can now use its effect. Why? Because Baguska is in attack position.
Yeah.
So Chainlink 1 Tragedy to search, Chainlink 2 Granguignol to dump. Daniel's contemplating whether he wants to Ash this. If he has Ash.
Okay.
Baguska cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects while in face-up attack position.
Yep.
But
there's
I'm
one
sure
more turn of survival.
There's one branded monster that does not care about words like that. And its name is Mirajade. Okay, so he dumped a Sarnia. The Sarnia is going to be able to dump either a branded Spellotrap or a Bestial. And he's going to dump the branded Fusion. So if he has a way to get to Retribution Engrave, does he have the copy branded Fusion Trap face down? The Fusion duplication. Oh, and there's the branded Retribution right there. Yeah. Daniel can see it right there. He can see
plenty of options here.
He can see that the Cartesia is coming back. I'm sure that doesn't feel good. He can see that. And if he somehow gets to a Quem, which the Granguignol can get to, he can trigger his own Quem. His board is a lot more interactive than it looks.
Yeah, definitely a lot of surprises coming through there. But for now, I'm going to keep those Ryzeal lines going.
Yeah. So we're going to go with EXT. And that's going to trigger the Granguignol, which I can imagine will only ever spec a Quem from deck. I can't imagine him specking anything else in this state. Yep. And if he has branded Banishment face down, stuff could get very nasty. Let's see.
Node, Ryzeal.
Nice. Okay, he's going to activate Quem's effect to dump. Daniel's going to read the nasty words written on Quem's text. And he's going to dump the Elbaz. And that is all he needs for a branded in red. So with all of those cards mentioned, I'm assuming at least one of those is set.
Yeah.
If not, it's great follow-up.
I can imagine Daniel would really like to get into Ryzeal Cross soon.
Yo, as soon as Daniel summons an extra deck monster, that's going to trigger the Quem. And the Quem is going to revive the Cartesia, and
Of
the
course.
Cartesia is going to fuse.
So
Oh
he
my
doesn't have
goodness.
many options, except I guess
No,
to
wait, he already
give him
used
another turn.
Cartesia to fuse.
Did
he
he?
fused the Tragedy and the Cartesia to make the Grand Guignol as soon as the Baguska changed to attack. So he doesn't have Cartesia's effective fuse this
okay.
turn.
Okay, I
So
wasn't
that
sure
must
that was on
mean-
his turn.
If he's summoning Quem now, that must... Oh, wait.
Well,
If
let's
he
see.
summons Quem... Oh, sorry, if he summons from the extra deck, Quem can revive Elbaz. And
Mm.
Elbaz can activate its effect, fusing itself and then any extra deck monsters to summon Mirror Jade.
Well, I think Daniel might expect that in some way with whatever he's about to put out. Looks like
Yeah, even if you do, what do you...
I could.
Like
Yeah.
anything is just going to get instantly fused away.
Yeah.
Is he aware of this? But let's see. Does he have another Baguska? A
Tornado
Dragon.
Okay.
Okay. So if he's losing it, he's going to get some value
Yeah.
out of it. He's going to trigger Quem, target Elbaz, and Grave.
And from there,
Now we understand the genius.
quick fix
Play.
discard, destroy a spell or trap,
Okay, so he's thinking on the Tornado Dragon.
and
He's going to chain Banishment, and he's going to target Tragedy.
it's like on every piece of interaction there are two different things to respond to,
It's,
and you can only
yeah.
out one.
Yeah.
You can never do both.
Although he can't use Tragedy this turn to search because I believe he already did, and he's so you can see him summoning something that branded players usually summon something when they're low on targets, which is Masquerade. And Elbaz is going to hit the field. Elbaz is going to use effect, fusing probably itself, and it doesn't really matter what else because the other one's getting banished with Mirror Jade. Unless Daniel has some kind of droplets, that would be amazing. Okay. Gets Mirror Jade.
With the
And
Tornado
now
Dragon.
he can just wait with two face-up attack position monsters that are much bigger than the Baguska. Okay. Okay, so he's going to special summon
Node.
and then he's gonna link away. Appears. Oh, and he's bringing back Ice Ryzeal with Node's effect. Yes, I'm assuming.
Yeah, bringing back X with Node there. Node
Okay.
being the usually one of, because it's only an extender for the deck compared to X, Sword, Ice, and all of them being starters and extenders.
Yeah. Oh, there is a tax dragon on the field, so Daniel did pay 600 life points to activate that node. That's why it's decreased to 7,400 stats. So
Off of, which one was it?
off of Masquerade, the
Yes.
Blazing Dragon, yeah. He could just
Yeah.
get value, and detonate
go,
to the
there we go.
Masquerade now, or he can detonate to the Mirror Jade, because I mean, if his stuff is
You can protect at least the detonator from destruction with one of the materials, I believe.
well, Mirror Jade is never going to destroy, but if he's going to use Mirror Jade, at least he can get value off of detonator. If he pops Masquerade, then he stops taking burn damage. If he pops Mirror Jade, then he outs the Mirror Jade. But you can't play around the fact that Albion's effect.
Thinking through what options we have left, he's still.
He's targeting the Mirror Jade,
Yep.
which I believe, look, at this point is correct, because I mean, if you're going to be losing your board anyways, Mirror Jade's going to activate its effect to blow up everything. Unfortunately, Kevin has the opening, so nothing's going to happen. His monster's just going to get banished. And he takes
that detonator being the one of limited.
Yeah, and
not fun now.
very, very well played by Kevin. This is the level of play that we expect in a finals. This is gigantic.
Getting ice and
Obviously,
pass.
Well done.
There we go.
Well done.
Wow.
We have a nationals champion. Well done, Kevin.
Amazing.
Fantastic play. Fantastic play. This is exactly the level of play that we expect to see in the finals. And the fact that you know your deck from the inside out, like the back of your hand, is the reason why you won this event the way that you did. The branded dude winning States 2025 in Cape Town. Well done.
Wow.
Well done, Kevin.
All I can say is wow. Definitely not what we're expecting today.
Yo, thanks, guys. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up with some interviews. An interview with the winner, and stay tuned. And thanks for sticking along with us.
Oh, it's been great.
Welcome back again to States 2025 Cape Town. Apologies about the technical difficulties there. You probably saw us both being really happy, but the audio didn't come through. But we've resolved that now. And I am joined here with Kevin Thomas, the winner of States 2025 Cape Town. How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling so excited. I thought that the moment I came here, I'm going to struggle, go through like 3 losses and call it a day. But then I just kept winning, and then I couldn't stop winning. And then next thing I know, I was in the finals. Remained calm, and then just got the handshake. I was like, oh crap, I won.
Got the handshake, stayed calm. We saw you just absolutely take apart every board that you were encountered with, and playing so clean, staying to your lines. And something that I was told with you coming onto the stream, I was like, he wants to be referred to as the branded dude.
Yeah, that's me. Branded ever since this came out. That's been my deck, and I'm still here after the number of ban lists, the hits, whatever new meta decks, strong decks come up. And still playing it after maybe 3 years, and finally I actually took it somewhere.
And with that, have you been playing competitively for a long time?
Yeah, I would say I definitely been playing, not for a long time, maybe I would say 4 years. Definitely, Branded was actually the first really meta deck I actually started with since the structure deck. And then obviously I'm from Joburg, so at Mirage Gaming, that's where I started actually going to locals, playing a lot of competitive, trying OTS, 1 or 2 regionals. States, this was actually my first ever States.
Really?
Yeah, I did a lot of practicing, so much practicing just for this, and it really paid off.
And with all that practicing, do you have a play group that you kind of practice with and everything, or are you kind of on your own with this?
No, I have my gang, Ron, Nevin, George, and the guys from Mirage. You guys honestly playing against each other. You guys, we just learning, trying to see what's better, or better yet, you just advise me. Yeah, it all paid off. All that practice, I just knew, okay, going here, I know what to do. A, B, C, don't do this, don't do that. It was just like reading a book. It was just like reading a book.
That's amazing. And with that, when you kind of came here, with this being your first States, are you saying that you came all the way from Johannesburg just to come here and take down the Cape Townians?
Yes.
Yes, that was the coldest I've ever heard someone say it.
I came here thinking I'll finish below even top 16, and next thing you know, I'm just like, holy damn, I'm still here.
Still here in the finals where you took out Daniel Tang.
Yeah.
I just want to know, with that, game 1, quite a decisive victory. Game 2, that was going the distance.
Yeah.
At what point did you start feeling, I have this in the bag?
So game 2, I believe that's the one where he hit me with the Baguska. I had the Mochamis as well. But yeah, when he went talents to look at my hand, I had a very bad hand. Hitting Albaz, I was like, okay, well, there goes my fusion. And then the moment he brought up Baguska, I was like, I need a super poly. I need something. But then, luckily, I got draws off, the Mochamis, and then drawing for turn. I'm actually quite surprised that I ended up in that position. I thought, listen, Baguska, once it goes back to him, he has all the follow-up. Murukuma's waiting for me, Detonator's waiting for me, but yeah, I was actually so surprised that it turned out that way for me.
I mean, I must say, we were surprised as well. You're a player that we really haven't seen much around here, with you being in the other area of South Africa, coming down here, and watching you play was so clinical. I think everyone enjoyed it so very much. So with that, congratulations, you're already holding the trophy, but you're the winner of States 2025, man.
Yeah, guys, listen, brand fusion. That's all you need.
That's a con.
One copy,
take it to the camera and we'll cut it off.
Just one copy. Limit this to one. One copy.